Welcome to Small Stories, Big Healing, where old teachings speak softly into modern lives.
When you cannot empty your mind no matter how hard you try. Have you ever had days when your mind feels like an overstuffed closet? Too many thoughts, too many worries, too many what-ifs? And I should haves. You lie down to rest, but your thoughts remain standing. If your heart feels crowded, if your mind feels noisy, this story is for you. Tonight's story is about a person who believed they had to hold every thought, every responsibility, every worry. Until one quiet afternoon, someone showed them the gentle power of simplicity. Once upon a time, in a busy city filled with bright signs and endless notifications, there lived a young man named Daniel. Daniel's life looked perfect from the outside. He had a stable job, a small apartment, a group of friends, and a phone that never stopped buzzing. But inside his mind, there was no quiet. As soon as he woke up, his thoughts rushed in like a crowded train. Did I reply to that email? What if I disappoint my boss? I should exercise more. I need to call my parents. Why did I say that yesterday? His days were filled with tasks, his evenings with screens, and his nights with restless replay. Even when he sat still, his mind was running. One Sunday afternoon, feeling particularly overwhelmed, Daniel decided to go for a walk. His head ached from thinking too much, and his chest felt tight, as if he had been carrying something heavy for a very long time. He wandered through a quiet neighborhood he had never visited before, away from the noise of the main streets. There, at the corner of a narrow lane, he noticed a small shop with a wooden sign, "The Empty Room, Tea and Stillness." Curious, Daniel stepped inside. To his surprise, the room was almost bare. There were no posters, no shelves filled with products, no loud music. Just a few cushions on the floor, a low wooden table, a simple teapot, and a round window letting in gentle light. Behind the counter stood an older woman with kind eyes and silver-streaked hair. "Welcome," she said warmly. "You look like you are carrying a very full mind." Daniel blinked. "Is it that obvious?" She smiled. "Sit," she said, gesturing to a cushion. "Let us make space for you today." He hesitated, then sat down. The woman introduced herself as May. Without asking many questions, she poured him a cup of tea. The steam rose softly between them. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The silence felt strange to Daniel. He was used to filling every gap with sound or scrolling. After a while, May reached behind her and brought out a large wooden tray. On the tray were many small stones, all different shapes and sizes. She placed the tray on the table between them. "Tell me," she said gently, "what is in your mind right now?" Daniel laughed nervously. "I do not even know where to start." "Then let us start here," May replied, picking up an empty bowl and placing it in front of him. "For every thought that feels heavy, for every worry that keeps circling in your mind, choose a stone and put it in this bowl." Daniel stared at the stones. He reached for one, dark and rough. "This one," he said quietly, "is my job. I am afraid of failing." He placed it in the bowl. Another stone, small and sharp. "This is the argument I had with a friend. I keep replaying it." In it went. A flat, wide stone. "This is my family. I worry about my parents' health." One by one, he picked up stones. Worries about money, regrets about the past, fear of the future. guilt for resting, pressure to be more productive. Soon, the bowl was nearly full. May watched quietly, her hands resting on her lap. When Daniel finally stopped, he sighed deeply. "I did not realize I was carrying so much," he murmured. May nodded. "That is the thing about mental clutter," she said. "You do not see it with your eyes, but you feel it in your heart, your body, your sleep." She gently slid the full bowl closer to him. "Try lifting it," she said. Daniel lifted the bowl. It was heavier than he expected. "This," May said softly, "is what your mind has been holding every day." Then May placed a second empty bowl by his side. "This bowl," she said, "is for what truly matters today. Not this year, not this decade, not in some imagined future, just today. From the first bowl, choose only a few stones, the ones that are most important for your heart and your steps today." Daniel frowned, looking at the heavy bowl. "It all feels important," he protested. May smiled kindly. "Important, perhaps, but not everything deserves your full attention all at once. A mind that tries to hold everything carefully holds nothing well." Her words fell softly, but firmly. Daniel took a breath. He picked out the stone for his job. "Yes," he thought, "I have a task due tomorrow. This needs care today." He put it in the second bowl. He chose the stone for his parents. "I will call them this evening," he decided. Into the second bowl it went. Then he chose one more stone, the argument with his friend. "I cannot change what I said, but I can apologize. That is possible today." He placed it in the second bowl. The rest of the stones remained in the first bowl. Worries about far-off futures, old regrets, imagined disasters, and vague expectations from others. May pointed to the first bowl. "These stones are not gone," she said. "They still exist. But tell me, do you need to carry all of them in your hands right now?" Daniel looked down and slowly shook his head. "No," he whispered. May gently moved the heavier bowl
to the side of the table. "Your mind," she said, "is like this table. When you cover it with everything at once, there is no space for tea. No space for a quiet thought. No space for peace." She glanced at the lighter bowl. "But when you choose a few important stones carefully, you suddenly have room for calm, for clarity, for breathing." Daniel picked up the lighter bowl. It still had weight, but this time it felt manageable. He realized that, for the first time in a long while, his chest did not feel quite so tight. After finishing his tea, Daniel stood to leave. At the door, May handed him a small, smooth stone, no bigger than his thumb. "This is your reminder," she said. "When your mind feels crowded again, do not try to fight your thoughts. Simply ask, which few truly belong in my hands today? The rest can wait on the table." Daniel placed the stone in his pocket. As he walked back through the busy streets, the city had not changed, but something in him had. There were still emails to answer, tasks to complete, people depending on him, but he no longer tried to hold everything at the same time. That night, before bed, he wrote down all his worries on a piece of paper, like a tray of stones. Then he circled only 3 things that truly mattered for tomorrow. He folded the paper, set it aside, and whispered to himself, "This is enough for now." For the first time in a long time, his mind began to unclench, and in that newly opened space came in. The lesson I wanted to teach with Daniel and May's story is simple but powerful. A cluttered mind is not a sign that you are failing. It often means you have been trying to carry too much for too long. You do not have to erase every thought. You do not have to solve every problem right now. You simply need to choose. Simplicity is not the absence of responsibility. It is the art of focusing your heart on what truly matters in this moment and gently placing the rest down on the table for another day. When you declutter your mind, you are not doing less with your life. You are making room for presence, for depth, for real connection with yourself and with others. If your thoughts feel noisy and crowded lately, here are a few gentle practices you can try. At the end of the day, write down everything on your mind. Do not judge it, just let it out onto the page. From that list, circle only 2 or 3 things that truly matter for tomorrow. Let those be your focus. Remind yourself, I am not ignoring these things. I am simply not carrying them all at once. Create small pockets of emptiness. A few minutes of quiet breathing, a short walk without your phone, a cup of tea without distraction. These are your empty rooms. Be kind to yourself. Your worth is not measured by how much you can think about at once. A simpler mind is not a weaker mind. It is a wiser one. Have you ever thought about what might happen if you chose a simpler mind over a busier one? Perhaps, like Daniel, you would find that peace was never far away. It was simply hidden under too many stones. If you learned something from Daniel's journey today, or if the idea of decluttering your mind brought you even a small sense of calm, I invite you to stay connected with us. This is Small Stories, Big Healing, short tales to soothe your heart and guide your steps. If this story should reach more people who are struggling with mental clutter and overwhelm, please do not forget to like this video, share it with someone who might need this reminder, and comment below. What does simplicity mean to you? Your one comment may encourage someone else who feels buried under their own thoughts tonight. And if you would like more stories that bring gentle comfort and insight, please subscribe and ring the notification bell so you do not miss the next healing tale. Until then, when your mind feels crowded, remember, you do not have to carry every stone. Just choose a few and let the rest on the table. Small Stories, Big Healing will be here with another story whenever your heart needs a gentle reminder.